Hey everyone, today we are going to be looking at how to use Nearpod to create an engaging, streamy learning environment for your students, both in person and virtually. What's beautiful about Nearpod is Nearpod will allow you to use this virtually in both a synchronous and asynchronous way. So we'll get into that. So when you get to nearpod.com, go ahead and hit sign up for free. You will sign up as a teacher. You can use your Office 365 account, which makes it super easy. I'm going to go ahead and hit log in. Once you are in Nearpod, you are going to land on your dashboard. Once you start adding lessons, you will see them here on your dashboard, but until then, you'll need to create them, or you can search the Nearpod library for them. So I'm going to show you actually how to make your own Nearpod today. So if you love PowerPoint, Nearpod is a great place for you to be. You can just hit Lesson in Nearpod here, and it will allow you to create your own slides. You can add slide, but their themes are not the greatest, and there aren't too many options for color, text, etc. So I don't really like to add my slides from Nearpod. I like to make my PowerPoints, upload them, and then place my content and activities. So to do so, you just hit Upload File and find the file that you would like to upload. And I am going to be doing our momentum class. This might take a few moments for it to upload, so you will see here it says file processing, so we're going to go ahead and wait for this to be done. Now that all of my slides have been placed into the Nearpod, I am going to show you how to add an activity. So if you hit Add Slide, you can either add content, so you can add links, you can add reading articles to hit that R in stream, you can add vet tutorials. There are so many different contents that you can add into your presentation to make it more engaging. But I'm going to show you also how to add an activity. So all of these activities are available to be added. Some of my favorites include matching pairs, which I use as a pre-assessment of how the students have been doing with asynchronous learning by our classes on Thursday and Friday. And then I also like to use polls and quizzes for checks for understanding throughout my lessons. But one of my favorites is going to be Draw It. This is really great for my students to be able to show me what they're learning and that they can actually apply it and diagram and model. And then we can actually look at each other's and discuss how we can improve, what we can do different, and we can really learn together. So I'm going to go ahead and put in my Draw It instructions here. So you can type in your instructions. This is one I used a few weeks ago, where I asked my students to diagram the instantaneous velocity and gravitational forces. But you could leave it at that and ask them to do it from scratch. But I'm going to upload a background image for them to draw on. This gives them a starting place to know what you're looking for, and it's, a great practice to model for them. So I created this model on a PowerPoint slide and pasted it in as a picture that I had saved. So once you're here, I think that this looks good here, so I'm going to go ahead and save it. Once it's saved, it's going to add it in at the end of my presentation. This is actually a fine place for it. As you can see, we were working on our models, and then I asked them to create their own full model. But I want to show you what this is going to look like as a student. So I'm going to highlight it here and preview. So this is the student view. So you can see our instructions here. Diagram the instantaneous velocity of the moon in blue and the gravitational force of the Earth on the moon in red as the moon orbits the Earth. So now the students can hit their pen button and change color. So if I was a student, I would then be able to begin drawing on my image. And once the student's completely done, they can hit this lock button, which would then give it to you, and that you can finally then have that completed document that they finished, or that diagram, whatever it is that they're working on in their activity. And then from your teacher view, you can actually share these with your class so that you can talk about, if I submitted this and my teacher wanted to post this, they could say, so, what did we do right here? What can we improve on? What would you do differently? We can talk about, all of the different aspects of diagramming these two things, and let the students learn from each other and really play off of their answers and what they know and what they can still learn. So that is just one activity that you can add, and you can add as many activities as you want throughout. But like I said, I am really a big fan of using quiz, polls, draw it, but fill in the blank has also been really great with a lot of my EL students, and making sure that we're understanding different things like formulas or definitions. So I really encourage you to play around with Nearpod. If you have any questions about actually how you can then present your Nearpod, I would love to talk to you about them. Once you're all done, you will save and exit. And once it pops up, you can see that you can do live participation on Zoom. You can do live participation or student paced. So student paced you can use here for your asynchronous time if you would like to give this to your students then, or live participation I like to use during class time, and it will actually give them a code much like Kahoot where they can log in, and you can even just copy that link into your chat box to make it easy for them to join. This allows you to see their work in real time so you can work on it together. So, I would love to hear from you guys. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me, and I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Bye, guys!